Welcome. My name is Tracy Stevens, and this is the Healing Point podcast. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I love that people volunteer for these sessions. They help so many other people as well. So I'm going to hand over to you and ask you what it is you'd like to explore with me today.
Thank you, Tracy. And I like to explore a condition that is really affecting my life, and is misophonia. This condition causes intense emotional reaction to certain everyday sounds, like dogs barking, like neighbors dragging furniture, chairs, or screaming, or also simply talking.
Okay. How interesting. I haven't spoken about this before. Can you say a bit more about what it feels like and what happens when you hear these sudden uncomfortable noises?
So I have like emotional and physical reaction, like rage, increased heart rate, and also muscle tension. Basically, it's like I'm getting crazy. And I feel that I'm not respected, and I want to kill someone.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you hear a sound and it has almost like a biological reaction in your body with your nervous system, and your body is wanting to maybe defend yourself through anger or move. Is that how you would describe it?
Yeah, is correct. I feel like not only anger, intense anger, but really rage, and yes, and my heart rate increases, and it's like I can't focus on anything, so I have to stop doing what I'm doing and try and let this moment pass.
Okay, and how long does it take for that reaction to shift into something more calm?
It depends. Maybe my stress level. Sometime 1 minute. Sometime it can last for 5 minutes. And then also when the noise not there anymore, in my mind I keep like living again the noise and my reaction, and I feel really really frustrated because oh my gosh, I work so hard to make this misophonia go away, and so frustrated, and also like shame because I'm not good enough in this process.
And how long have you had this? Has this been around since you were a child?
Have been investigating this condition also with my therapist, because like 3 years ago I started with EMDR therapy because this condition was made my life impossible, so I couldn't live a normal life. But I can recall like 20 years ago already some chewing noise in my family, driving me crazy. So really, really, I've investigated the root of this condition, but nothing specific came out.
Okay. So this started to arise about 20 years ago.
Yes, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, when you first started hearing these chewing noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So really interesting to me, quite difficult to live with for you. So over 20 years-ish, the symptoms, have they got worse? Or the reactions to the noises, have they changed?
Yes. Yeah, like 3 years ago, I started with the dogs barking, driving me crazy, and then like people making noisy, like coughing, and then the situation improved a little. But now I am in a new house, in a nice area, in attic floor, because we bought a nice house. And downstairs, my neighbor is like they are living with me. So I can hear the footsteps, I can hear the water when they flush the toilet. I can hear the kids screaming. And most of the time, I also have the expectation before the sound occurs.
Okay. Okay.
So it's like it's getting worse.
So it's getting worse. So there's a part of you that craves quiet, peace. And how much peace has there been in your life for the last 20 years?
Not a lot of peace. So I went through a very, very difficult divorce. And I changed continent and houses a lot. And I think that basically I'm not really satisfied with my life. Even if I teach with passion, is something that I love, but maybe this can be a reason. So dissatisfaction, or that I have a lot of rage stored in my life. And consider, Tracy, that I've been practicing yoga daily for 3 years.
Wow.
Breath work, meditation. So apparently I do everything okay by the book.
So this part of you that is unsatisfied, frustrated, angry, if you like, is making itself known to you more and more and more.
Yeah.
It feels to me like the noise stimulates your nervous system, but that's not the root of it. It feels like the anger and the dissatisfaction is more at the root of it. And it's being manifested through this. It's almost like a sound cue. Hear the sound, up comes the anger. It's like they've made an association, almost like an allergy to noise, like an allergic reaction.
Yeah. This is an interesting point.
Yeah. Does it resonate?
Yeah.
Does it fit for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we look at it like that, I just want to take you back to those first moments you started to hear the chewing and it started to irritate you. What else was happening in your life at that moment, that time? What was going on in your life? And maybe more specifically is what was frustrating and for you at those times.
So I grew up in a family where I witnessed violence. So my parents
Okay.
had a terrible relationship. At my university time, I also suffered of anorexia. Sometimes I think that like to become so light and so small, because I used to like weigh 40 kilos, was like a way to disappear, to really get small. Or sometimes I think was I was so tiny that they were like push. They had to see me because I was going to die. I don't know. So my mind is a little bit confused.
Mm.
And then I've studied that rage makes you bigger and fear makes you small. So it's like I'm imbalanced between two situations: fear, small, and rage, anger, big.
Yeah.
This is the result of my study.
Yes, and that completely makes sense, doesn't it? It's finding that middle path through these emotions. What's happening at the moment in your life that is pulling you away from peace?
You mean in addition to the noise?
Yes, so the noise is a reaction.
Yeah.
That's reactive in the moment. Yeah. But I'm thinking about just, your life in general. You've already said that you feel unsatisfied. Is there is there anything else that happens for you on a daily basis that takes you away from peace?
Suppose the fact that I was always in a rush, running from task to task. But then my working life changed because I'm teaching online, and I have more time for myself, for yoga, for all the activities I'm doing for myself. And so on a daily basis now, really, this is a challenging question.
I suppose the question revolves around what else brings up frustration for you?
I know the answer, that I really feel unsettled. So I'm here, but I dream about moving because I've been done this all my life, aware that I can't find peace in another place, another city, house, or whatever. So I can't keep moving. So this is a point. And also, I've been thinking lately that I'm really isolated. So I'm part of an online community for yoga because I practice online. So all my life is online. I teach online. I practice yoga online, and I don't have relationship with physical people except for my husband. But every time I think, oh, I could join a gym. I think, oh, no, 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 my God, because then there is people that maybe is not really is impolite, noises that I can't control. So I keep myself in my bubble, in my comfort zone because I'm terrified. So isolation, I think.
And what about your relationship with nature?
Oh, I love nature. And I'm so lucky that I walk every single morning on the beach.
Beautiful. And does that soothe you?
Yeah. Yes, I love it. And I can hear the sound of the waves. And yeah, yeah, this is, I think, the best moment in my day. Batteries. I have a bat. There is always a bat. Like it used to be like a duty. Okay, I have to go and walk on the beach because the sound of the wave is healing. But very early in the morning, there are a lot of dogs on the beach, barking dogs. It used to drive me crazy till last winter. I used to pick up the phone, call the police, the coast guard, I don't know, telling them there are dogs running free, big dogs running free on the beach. You have to do something because it's unsafe, etc., etc. So yes, that walking on the beach was really stressful.
So it feels to me, the thing that I'm hearing is no matter how much you try to control things, the noises still come and your peace is still interrupted, no matter where you are. And you're trying to escape the noise.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. But the noise is inside of you, the anger, the rage, the reflection of your childhood still living in you as an imprint. How does that land?
Yeah, it makes totally sense. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
You lived in a house where there was rage and noise, anger, violence. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah. And my sense is that that part of you still lives in you, within your energetic system. And no matter how much you're trying to find soothing, calm, control, it doesn't come because it's encapsulated inside of you.
Yeah.
How would you feel about visiting that part, about looking at that part of you right now? How would that feel?
Mm. So, I have been visiting lots of part of me, like with the shadow works. I am good at that. And my brain processes everything beautifully. But then these feelings are still twisted inside me. So it's like I can't find a way to make peace with this part, this house inside my mind
Yes.
and my body.
So when there's an angry part of us, or frustrated, no matter what words we put to it, irritated, angry, frustrated, it's always there to defend us, to look out for us, to want something to change. So the anger is coming up because it wants something to change.
Change.
But the things to change aren't necessarily outside of you, they're more inside of you. So if we take an average day, if you just look at this today, for example, or yesterday, do you notice frustration coming up in your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Every time I cannot manage the rage coming up from the noise here in my house. So this is really frustrating. Yes, this is. Also, when I plan something, for example, okay, in the afternoon, I do restorative yoga. And then for a reason or another, I can't stick to the plan. Okay, also this is really frustrating because I'm not doing something for myself. The biggest part comes from me not managing the noises.
So just to notice there's a part of you that is desperate to control everything outside of you, manage the noises. You notice that there's a part of you that wants to manage everything, and then there's another part that's angry with the part that's not doing its job.
Yeah.
And here there's a pause in the recording while we connect to the inner child and do some deep and profound personal work. It's inappropriate to put into the podcast, but connecting these hidden parts of ourselves is very powerful and has the potential to be extremely healing. And we return after this segment. How are those words feeling?
Like a caress, like something soft among this rigidity and lives inside of me. So really something sympathetic, deep.
So let's just be aware that there's rigidity, of how much rigidity there's there.
Yeah.
How much tightness. And that rigidity is no longer helping you. At one time, it was so helpful.
And thanks to my daily practice of yoga, my body is becoming less rigid and more flexible, but my mind still is. rigid and stiff, and yes, wants to control everything.
Well, let's just bring awareness to those thoughts that come up. And when you notice those thoughts that want to control everything, the question is that you, or is it a part of you that you're aware of?
Yeah, correct.
So you're the awareness watching this part try to control and getting angry. You're behind that, and you're trying to fix it with your mind. And then what happens is we've got all these different parts, like, I'm going to fix this, so I'm going to do this to calm. I'm going to do that to calm. I'm not going to go out on the beach this morning because too much noise. I'm not going to go to the gym. And there becomes this whole line of little parts of you that are fixing and controlling and then fixing and controlling. But you're not that. You're not that. You're the awareness that can see all of those parts. And they're all so small. I mean, like little children, like little parts of you that really had to work hard to create this shell around your sensitive heart. Because you're so sensitive. And you know you're sensitive because the sound has been able to find its way in. Every sound you hear is offering you an opportunity to soften the fight. Your heart that has been held in this really tight shell for such a long time, the only thing that can get through is that sound. And the sound's coming in and going, woof. Because this gives you an opportunity to notice the defensive, angry part of you, to notice the tight part of you. And the simple understanding here is that you don't have to push it away, the reaction. You don't have to fix it. The simple way is to just acknowledge, I recognize this angry part of me coming up right now. I hear you. I recognize the control that you're trying to help me with. But I hear you. You will only be invited into those thoughts until the thoughts dissipate, just disappear, because you're hearing the thought and feeling like it's you. You're interacting with those thoughts. You're listening to them and going, yes, I need to make that quieter. Yes, I need to do something. Well, what if you didn't need to do anything and you just sat back in that place of observation that you're very used to because of all the meditation and the yoga and the somatic stuff you do? It's not fixing, it's observing. How is this landing?
Yeah, it's definitely you are offering me a new point of view. And yeah, when you said that the noise is the only way that made it through my heart, I think is a very vivid image, and yeah, I love it. Very subtle, very insidious, and yeah, definitely. I should become the witness and not to try to fix, do, control, because it's an escalation.
You have an amazing opportunity to work with this more than anybody else, because all you have to do is go for a walk on the beach or sit on the beach and hear the noises coming in and sit with the awareness of, oh, there's a noise. and not your nervous system will want to react because it's used to that. It's, sound, nervous system, sound, nervous system. They just react. Your work is creating the pause between the sound and the reaction. It's just notice there's a sound. It's not here to hurt us. Sounds can be beautiful, like the sound of the sea. And every sound can be beautiful. They're just vibrations. You can't control all the vibrations. So there's a certain amount of just release. Just release. The truth is that past doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. The only place it's living is in here. You're only a thought away from letting go of the hold that has by not paying attention to it, not accepting the invitation in. It's a bit like every sound you hear is an invitation into anger, invitation into reaction control. I don't want to go to the party anymore. I don't want to go to this party. So it's a bit like you're letting go of the invitation, saying no, thank you.
I love this point of view. It's nice.
Yeah. Part of the issue is that you have a name for it. Like, this is a thing that I have. Diagnosis. Whereas when we look at what it actually is, it is just a word. That's just a word. What's happening is your nervous system is controlling you. I need to defend. I need to react. But you're the only one who has control over that. And you can create the pause and the silence between the vibration coming in and the reaction. And you can do that every day by doing that, by going to the beach or wherever, because you can't get away from noises. So like the world is all set up for you to practice.
Yeah, definitely. And my apartment too. So I can't escape it. Is yes, is a daily invitation to practice pause between the sound and my reaction, and to be present and say no thanks. I'm not going to the party. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like a funny sentence, so no that dramatic, no, because a lot of work in my head, and so I love this fresh and light sentence and point of view. Yes, I love it.
It's just softening, isn't it? It's all softening and allowing more in rather than closing more off.
Yeah, yeah, you're totally right. Softening and yeah, not being so serious. Yes, and breathe.
And how is this feeling in your body now?
Oh, so I feel that you have listened to me with such a lovely attitude and openness, and offering new points of view, and yes, to consider this condition. And you made me think about something different, like where I or when I feel frustrated on a daily basis. And so you offered me like input to work on. And I really, really appreciate this.
You're so welcome. And is there anything else that you want to ask me before we finish?
No. Thank you, Tracy. I'm really, really satisfied and also happy. Your explanation and consideration are very exhaustive, so very clear. And thank you.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this, you'll find a lot more content on my Instagram account at thehealingpoint._. If you have a question you'd like to explore and are willing to take part in the podcast, you'll find all the information you need on my website, which is www.tracystevens.org/podcast. Thanks and see you soon.